The Meiji Restoration, 1868, was a transformative event in Japanese history that modernized the nation and set it on a path toward imperial expansion. Over the next few decades, Japan evolved from a feudal society into a military and industrial power capable of challenging Western colonial empires. By the early 20th century, Japan had established itself as a dominant force in Asia, leading to its role in the Pacific War, 1941 to 1945. 1. The Meiji Restoration and Modernization. Before the Meiji Restoration, Japan was ruled by the Tokugawa Shogunate, a feudal military government that had isolated the country from the rest of the world for over 2 centuries. However, the arrival of Commodore Matthew Perry's U.S. fleet in 1853 forced Japan to open its ports, revealing its technological and military weakness. In response, a group of reformers overthrew the shogunate and restored Emperor Meiji to power in 1868. The new government initiated sweeping reforms. Abolition of feudalism, the samurai class was dissolved, and a centralized government was established. Industrialization. Japan built modern factories, railroads, and telegraph networks, modeled after Western nations. Military modernization. A Western-style army and navy were created, ending reliance on the traditional samurai. Education and legal reforms. Universal education and a modern legal system helped unify the nation. 2. Japan's expansion into an empire. As Japan modernized, it sought to expand its influence, much like European colonial powers. Key moments in its imperial rise included: First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 1895, Japan defeated China and gained control of Taiwan and influence over Korea. Russo-Japanese War, 1904 to 1905, Japan's victory over Russia shocked the world, proving its military strength. Japan gained Port Arthur, the southern half of Sakhalin Island, and dominance in Korea. Annexation of Korea, 1910, Japan officially made Korea a colony, intensifying its imperial ambitions. World War I, 1914 to 1918, Japan seized German territories in the Pacific, further expanding its empire. 3. Japan's path to the Pacific War. By the 1930s, Japan had become the most powerful nation in Asia, but its ambitions continued to grow. Invasion of Manchuria, 1931, Japan took control of northeastern China, setting up the puppet state of Manchukuo. Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945, a full-scale war with China erupted, leading to brutal occupation policies. Expansion into Southeast Asia. Seeking resources, Japan eyed European colonies in Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. When World War II broke out, Japan saw an opportunity to challenge Western colonial rule. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 marked the beginning of the Pacific War, as Japan sought to dominate the Asia-Pacific region under the banner of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. The Meiji Restoration was the turning point that transformed Japan into a modern empire. Its rapid industrialization and military expansion allowed it to compete with Western powers, but its aggressive imperialism ultimately led to conflict in the Pacific War. While Japan's empire was dismantled after its defeat in 1945, the Meiji era remains a defining chapter in the nation's history, shaping its role in global affairs.